Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Abby Coe, and I am the Senior Specialist for Product Training at Holland America. I am excited to be your host for this episode of our Destination Spotlight series. I've had the pleasure to live and work on our ships for a number of years and cannot wait to share some of my experiences with all of you. Today, we are focused on our Mediterranean and transatlantic cruises, sharing just a small snapshot of what makes this region so compelling. Holland America is such a strong fit for the Mediterranean, and it starts with our carefully crafted itineraries. In Europe, pacing matters. Our itineraries are designed with thoughtful port sequencing and meaningful time ashore, allowing guests to experience destinations without feeling hurried. Then there's the history and culture. The Mediterranean is rich with UNESCO World Heritage Sites, places like ancient ruins, preserved old towns, and iconic landmarks. And our itineraries weave these experiences in a natural way throughout the journey. We also offer extended port stays and overnights, which is another key differentiator. Europe comes alive in the evenings, and having time ashore beyond the daytime hours creates a more authentic experience. We also bring the region on board through fresh, locally inspired cuisine, which is especially meaningful in a destination where food is so closely tied to the culture. And finally, our perfectly sized ships. Many Mediterranean ports are historic and compact, and our ships are designed to access them while still offering space, choice, and comfort on board. As I mentioned, the Mediterranean is incredibly dense in UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and that really matters to our guests. UNESCO designation isn't just a label, these are places recognized globally for their cultural or historical significance, sites that represent the best of human history and achievement, and they're protected, so they're preserved for future generations. Across the Mediterranean, that means that your guests are going to be walking through places that they've studied or seen in books or dreamed about for years, ancient ruins, historic city centers, those iconic landmarks, and they're all naturally woven into the itinerary. Think places like Rome's historic city center, the Acropolis in Athens, Pompeii outside of Naples, or Dubrovnik's Old Town. What guests love is that these experiences feel meaningful without feeling academic. They're not checking boxes, they're standing inside living history. And from a selling standpoint, UNESCO sites give you an easy way to add credibility and value to the guest itinerary. I think when guests imagine the Mediterranean, they're often picturing blue water and historic cities and incredible food. And that's exactly what this region delivers. What surprises many guests, though, is the contrast. One day they might be exploring ancient ruins, the next enjoying a coastal village, and the next immersed in a vibrant modern city. And cruising allows guests to experience that variety without juggling hotels or transportation, making the Mediterranean feel both incredibly immersive but also manageable. Our 7 day itineraries are an excellent introduction to the region and demonstrate just how much a guest can experience in a single week. For example, a Western Mediterranean sailing between Rome and Barcelona pairs bucket list cities with smaller ports like Provence, where guests can explore hillside towns and vineyards, or Gibraltar, where they can literally stand at the crossroads of Europe and Africa. Another favorite is Malta and the Greek Isles, which combines Valletta's amazing medieval streets with iconic destinations like Santorini, with its whitewashed villages that cascade down volcanic cliffs above the Aegean Sea. And of course, for guests looking for something truly memorable, any itinerary that includes Alexandria offers access to Cairo and the pyramids, which is a powerful selling point for those travelers seeking once in a lifetime type experiences. And then, of course, there's the Canary Islands, which offers a slightly different Mediterranean experience and is often an excellent option for guests looking for something a little bit unexpected. Located off the coast of Africa, the islands feature dramatic volcanic landscapes and mild year round weather, and a culture that feels Spanish but is also distinctly unique. These itineraries are going to appeal to guests who want scenic beauty, light exploration, and a more relaxed pace. For your guests who don't want to limit themselves to one part of the Mediterranean, Collectors' voyages are a natural next step. These sailings combine multiple itineraries into one continuous journey, offering greater variety, more ports, and a deeper understanding of how the region connects. They are particularly well suited for repeat cruisers, milestone trips, or guests who want to spend more time immersed in Europe. Transatlantic sailings offer a very different rhythm. These journeys combine European ports with a classic ocean crossing, creating a slower, very elegant experience. Guests may explore destinations in Spain, Portugal, or the Azores before settling into longer sea days that allow them to fully enjoy the ship and truly savor the journey. These itineraries resonate with travelers who appreciate tradition, longer voyages, and the idea that the journey itself is part of the experience. Our transatlantic collectors voyages take it even further by combining multiple regions into one extended journey. Instead of choosing between the Mediterranean, Northern Europe, or the Canary Islands, guests experience them together, linked by a classic ocean crossing. For your well traveled guests or milestone celebrations, this is an easy value story. More destinations, more sea days, and a deeper understanding of the journey without juggling multiple flights and hotel stays. Shore excursions are where the Mediterranean really comes to life for guests. This is a region with incredible depth, and the right experiences turn iconic ports into meaningful memories. Across the Mediterranean, excursions span a wide range of interests and activity levels. And from a selling perspective, this is an important moment in the conversation. We know that guests who book shore excursions tend to feel more confident in port, more connected to the destination, and historically, they rate their cruise experience higher and are more likely to stay booked. Many of these experiences are also incredibly popular and do sell quickly. So, introducing them early helps your guests secure the excursions that they want and makes the trip feel real long before they ever board the ship. Holland America has been voted best in service by Cruise Critic an unprecedented 4 years in a row. And that is one of the biggest reasons guests return to Holland America. Our crew takes the time to understand your guests' preferences, anticipate their needs, and create a relaxed, welcoming onboard atmosphere. And from a fit standpoint, guests who value comfort, ease, and a more refined experience tend to feel very at home here. Options like Club Orange, Neptune, or suite accommodations further elevate that personalization. Our entertainment on board is intentionally designed to complement the destinations your guests are visiting. Everything is anchored into three pillars. Live performance is the foundation with high quality world stage shows and live music throughout the ship. These performances feel polished, they feel engaging, and they fit naturally into the rhythm of the day, especially after full days ashore. The second pillar is local expertise delivered through destinations up close programming. Travel guides and regional experts provide context and storytelling around the places guests are visiting, helping them better understand the history, the culture, and the significance of each destination without it feeling heavy or academic. And finally, we have leisure activities that allow guests to settle in to their own pace, from Tai Chi or enrichment talks to art classes or a game of pickleball. Your guests can choose how they want to spend their time on board. And these pillars together create entertainment that feels enriching, flexible, and also thoughtfully paced, which perfectly aligns with how guests want to experience the Mediterranean. Dining is one of the most powerful ways guests truly experience the Mediterranean on board. In this region, food is not just part of the day, it's part of the culture, the history, and the rhythm of life. And we carry that philosophy directly into our onboard experience through destination dining and our global fresh fish program. Ingredients are sourced locally from the Mediterranean, and that means that guests may enjoy dishes featuring European sea bass, Dover sole, monkfish, Mediterranean sardines, all prepared in ways that reflect the traditions of the ports that we're visiting. And one of the details guests consistently respond to is that our pasta is made fresh on board every single day. And that matters in the Mediterranean. It's not just about taste, it's about authenticity, and guests feel that immediately on board our ships. I think what really elevates the experience is how the menus evolve with the itineraries. As the ship moves from Spain to Italy to Greece, the flavors, the ingredients, the preparations subtly shift and create kind of a seamless connection between what guests are exploring ashore and what they're enjoying on board that evening. One last opportunity I want to highlight is our Connections program for small affinity groups. Connections is designed for groups of 24 guests or fewer. And what makes the program especially appealing is it's really easy to use. There's no group deposit required, and the benefits are combinable with all our standard group amenities. From a value standpoint, groups receive extra gap points and a dedicated tour conductor to guest ratio of 1 to 10, with up to 2 tour conductors per group. This works beautifully for interest based travel groups like food and wine groups or hobby clubs. And it's a simple, low barrier way to turn a shared interest into a hosted cruise without adding any complexity. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this presentation. I hope it helped to both inspire and inform you about the many reasons to choose Holland America in the Mediterranean. And most of all, thank you for being our valued partner and turning your guest dreams into lifetime memories.